Now we're going to put it all together, these things that we've been learning about, and we're going to show you how to graph a quadratic function using properties. Okay, so remember this is based on a quadratic function being in this form: f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So the first step is the parabola upward or downward? And this is based on a. If a is greater than 0, it's upward. If a is less than 0, it's downward. So in our case, a is equal to 1, and that means it's going to be then an upward one. Okay, part 2. We're going to find the axis of symmetry. To do that, we find the equation x equals the opposite of b over 2a. So in our case, it's going to be x equals the opposite of 2 over 2 times 1. And that's going to be equal to -1. So our axis of symmetry is going to be x equals -1. That's a vertical line. Now remember, it's not part of the parabola, it's just the axis of symmetry. Okay, part 3, step 3. Now we're going to find the vertex. We're halfway there. We found the opposite of b over 2a, so our vertex has to lie on the axis of symmetry. So we already know what x is, and then we're going to have to plug that into the function to get the y value. All right, so for us, we're going to find f of -1, and that's going to be -1 squared plus 2 times -1 minus 8, or 1 minus 2 minus 8, which is -9. So my vertex is going to be at the point -1, -9. So it's going to be way down here, make a nice point there. And I know my parabola is going to go upward, but that's going to be the vertex then. All right, step 4. We want to find the y-intercept. So for us, when we find the y-intercept, it's going to be f of 0, which is going to be, in our case, -8. So the point 0, -8, that is the y-intercept. 0, -8, and it's right here. I just have a little teeny graph. Now, because of symmetry, because you know the axis of symmetry, there has to be a point on the other side, to the left of the axis of symmetry, that matches up. So it's going to be, if you look at the point that we just graphed, 0, -8, notice that it's 1 unit to the right of the axis of symmetry. So now we're going to go 1 unit to the left of the axis of symmetry. So it's going to be right there. So we've got the start of a parabola. Step 5, we're going to find the x-intercepts. To find the x-intercepts, we set the function equal to 0. So you take whatever your function is, and you set it equal to 0. All right. So our function is x squared plus 2x minus 8, and we're going to set that equal to 0. Now if it factors, great. And this time it does. And so I get 2 x values in this equation. I get -4 and 2. Now these are going to be ordered pairs. So -4, 0, because it's on the x-axis, they're x-intercepts, and 2, 0. So I'm going to graph those. -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. There. And then 2, 0 right there. Now notice, I know my graph's little, but notice that they're both 3 units away from the axis of symmetry. One's to the left and one's to the right. Okay, if we want to find more points, we can. Sometimes you might want to find more points, but I have 5 points here, so I think that's good enough. And then last, you have to draw the parabola, so graph. graph the parabola. And so it's going to go like this. And we have a beautiful parabola. So those are the steps and how we apply them.